Welcome to Waywut, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday, and then on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. We appreciate you joining us. And now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here.
Well, hello there, and thank you for joining us. My name is Jason, and today I am the man behind the camera, the man yelling action, and the man sitting in a really cool director's chair as I bring us another topic that made me say, wait, what?
Since when do you identify as a man?
I could be whatever I want to be, Darrell.
Okay.
Joining me on set, splicing in single frames of porn to PG-rated movies, is Darrell.
If I knew how to splice, yeah, I'd totally do that.
It's one of the best parts in Fight Club. Not that what he's doing, it's just the reaction that he got out of the people. I don't know. Great movie. I would say that I know movies pretty well, and Darrell knows way more. Let me finish.
I wouldn't say you know movies pretty well, but okay,
Well,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, when I say pretty well, I know certain movies and maybe certain quotes. I can't say I'm a cinephile, if you will. However,
Cinephile.
See, I can't even say that right. However, us together know quite a bit when it comes to movie titles, quotes, actors, scenes, etc. I would call that the main stuff, the non-fluff. If it was a taco, it would be the shell, the meat, and the cheese. As much as we know about the good stuff in the taco, what do we know about the filler or the lettuce? This is usually thrown in and not given much thought about. For instance, there are certain sounds that appear in dozens, if not hundreds, of movies that are constantly reused. You watch an old western or an 80s action flick, all the gun sounds are the same. The windows breaking is all the same. The sound the fist makes when it punches someone in the face sounds the same. These are pretty noticeable, but there are others that are not. Until you are told about them. Hell, you even start looking for it in everything you watch. Some of these sounds were brought to my attention, and I instantly had that wait what moment. I'm going to start with an older one, and I want you to imagine that you're in a spooky laboratory. This is like an old 70s movie. A spooky laboratory, a genius, a evil professor just comes up with a great plan. And what is the sound that you hear outside?
Thunder and lightning.
Thunder and lightning. That stupid, that castle thunder sound.
Yeah.
You know the sound. Although it's generic, this is the sound that you would hear when it's showing an exterior shot of a spooky house. It is raining and bam, thunderclap. An evil genius, same thing. It was widely used in a variety of shows from movies to cartoons. It first appeared in 1931 in the movie Frankenstein. It has become less common due to digital recordings of thunderclaps, but it was used in tons of older movies and television shows. And it's really true. You go back and watch an old movie, it has the same sound effect of the same thunderstorm over and over again. Pretty cool. I guess pretty cool. The next one. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I look at it, not so much as redundant or whatever, is more of a luxury, because I was sitting there thinking, while you're talking about this, I was thinking back to a movie that I worked. Why are you playing the Wilhelm Scream?
No, it's a different one. That's not
the Wilhelm Scream. That's a different one, yeah.
It's a different one.
But when I was working on one of my friends, he was making a movie, and I was working on it, and there was a scene where he was, because I was in charge of special effects and stuff like that. And so what I got him to do, where he's supposed to be beating like someone.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, what I ended up doing is I bought like a cheap pot roast and kept it thawed out and everything. And whenever it came time for that scene, we had the mic. The mic was close enough. The boom was close enough where you could catch his grunts, but you'd also hear him punching that pot roast, so you get that really good, just meaty
Yeah.
sound. And then the whole time I was also sitting off to the side with like my fake blood mixture that I made, and I'm sitting there just flinging it on him like that, so spots of blood would get all over his face and stuff. But it's having a sound effect bank like that it's a luxury.
It is a luxury. And I'm glad you brought up the sound effect thing because we're going to discuss that here in a second. I kind of previewed this one, the Howie Scream. This one is pretty funny, although the scene is not meant to be funny. The scream first appeared in the 1980 film The Ninth Configuration, in a scene that shows a guy charging with a knife and gets thrown through a window. It's absolutely ridiculous. Do you know the scene?
No, I don't think I've ever seen Ninth Configuration.
It's so stupid. It's a ridiculous scene. Why he screamed like that, I don't know. The scream I'm referring to is that one. It's pretty ridiculous. It's over the top, and if you watch the scene, it's even more ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why he's screaming that way. Anyway, it was made
Don't
famous.
scream shame him.
The last one, and you've already alluded to the last one, but it was made famous in the 1996 movie Broken Arrow, in which Howie Long, the longtime Raider, Oakland Raider, and now Fox NFL analyst, as he falls from a train after getting kicked through a wall, plunging to his death to the river below. It's even more ridiculous when it's thrown in on him.
Was it called the Howie Scream before that?
No, he made it famous because so stood out. Because that movie, I've never heard of the Ninth Configuration movie, but I've seen that scene.
I used to hear that scream on video games and in movies, all well before, and cartoons, well before Broken Arrow. I think it's funny that that's what they consider making it famous.
I guess he was the most famous person who did it. It was a ridiculous scene too. It was a very memorable scene. I guess that's why it stood out. But like you said, it's been in plenty of movies. Face Off, Last Action Hero, in video games. Maybe you've heard it in Crash Bandicoot, and in the animated movie WALL-E. It is a recognizable scream, but not as much as this next one. The next one is what Darrell just alluded to, was the Wilhelm Scream. Everybody has heard of this one. It's in pretty much every damn movie you could think of.
It's been in movies since, like, I'm going to say the 30s. There it is.
Yeah, let me get it. And there we go. Yeah. It's very brief, but it's very recognizable when you hear it in a movie. In cartoons, commercials, you've heard it everywhere. In video games.
Star Wars
is really famous in the Star Wars scene. It's almost mandatory to insert this sound in there whenever possible. This scream first appeared in the 1951 Western Distant Drums.
I thought it was older than that. Huh.
The scene shows an actor getting bit by an alligator and drugged underwater. It's a pretty ridiculous scene from 1951.
Well, and I think it's hilarious, though, because you'd think if he's getting bit and drugged under the water, it'd be,
No, they have the original recording of this scene, and it's pretty. Hearing the director say, "No, you're getting bit by an alligator. I want you to scream louder, like you're in pain," and this is what he came out with. It's great. It's great. In the movie Distant Drums, the scene shows an actor getting bit by an alligator and drugged underwater. This isn't the movie that made it famous, though. The story goes a motion picture sound designer came across the original recording and put it in the 1963 movie The Charge at Feather River. The character, Private Wilhelm, lets out a scream that was replaced with the original version after getting shot in the leg by an arrow. The Wilhelm Scream was born.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just watching these old scenes and hearing that in there, like, it's so recognizable. Once you hear it the first time, you start looking for it everywhere, and sure enough, it shows up more often than not.
I never knew the name of the Howie Scream was the Howie Scream, but I know that scream well. The Wilhelm Scream's very famous one, very, very, very well known. So,
it's almost a rite of passage almost to put that into your movie or your TV commercial or or
It's
something.
cliched. I never put it in any of my movies.
Uh, Now, you sit down to watch a movie. You pay attention to the actors, the dialogue, the action. You may laugh, you may cry, or get an ooky feeling. But once that last scene ends, the credits begin to roll and roll and roll. Usually either get up and leave, or wait and see if there is an after credit scene. Now, Daryl, do you know which movie was credited with the first after credit scene?
First, I would appreciate it if you called it a stinger.
A stinger. I don't know, there's
Yes,
a
because it's at the
vocabulary
end,
word.
like a stinger.
Okay, I like
That's what
it.
it's called. Let's see if I can remember back, because I know it was before we were alive.
It's very old.
Because I remember the first one that I ever remember seeing myself was Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren. Skeletor's head comes out of the water and he's like, "I'll be back." Uh,
Not the one I was thinking
so
of.
what?
This is not the one I was thinking of.
I'm trying to think of anything older than that where there was an after credit scene. Because see, back in the day, it was just more popular to just like put outtakes during the credit, or in the
Yes,
case of Nightmare on Elm Street, you would do like music videos and shit like that. So yeah, I don't know what the first movie to do with Stinger is.
it's called The Silencers from 1966. Is generally considered to be the first movie to feature a post-credit scene. The scene in The Silencer shows the main character, which was played by Dean Martin, shirtless on a rotating sofa with 10 half-dressed women. The scene was a parody of a James Bond ending when he promises to return, and also very similar to that scene in Austin Powers when he's doing on the rotating couch.
Yeah, baby,
Yeah, that
make
one.
you ony. Yeah,
That one. Uh,
Randy. Anyway, go
I
on.
love that movie. It's so great. During that wait for the possible after credit scene, who pays attention to the credits? What do all these people do? Well, I looked some of them up, and Daryl, I'm going to test your knowledge again.
Okay,
Do,
I'm
do
down.
you know what a gaffer is?
Yeah, they're the ones that, if I remember right, they're the ones that tape things down for like scenes like wires, marks, stuff like that.
Close. The film's chief lighting technician. I
Lighting.
think.
Oh, I was way off.
Well, the key grip. Do you know what the key grip is?
Key grips, they're the electrician stuff, aren't they? Aren't they running
Yeah,
wires and all that? Yeah.
yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. It says works with a
Well,
gaffer to put together everything needed for the lights to work,
see, whenever I
including
was thinking of gaffers, because you have with the thing, you have gaffer tape, and it's this tape that doesn't like leave the residence, which you use like tape down all the
tape down all the
wires and
shit.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Could be the same thing. It
No, I
says
mean,
they. uh,
I was wrong.
it says the key grip and includes not just the lights, but all non-electrical support gear, such as camera rigs to stabilize movement, lighting rigs, and over-the-head rigging. So it could
Hmm,
still work along with if they're working with the gaffer.
I
They need
guess.
gaffer tape. And something you alluded to a while ago about making the meat sound is a Foley artist.
I
You
knew
are
that
in.
one. Why didn't you ask me that one,
I
asshole?
knew. I know you know that one now. And this
Well,
one,
here's my question. Why didn't you come in here and tell me what the fuck a best boy does?
I don't know. I didn't look that one up.
There's
They
a
were.
best boy in credits, and I don't know
Mm,
why.
I want to say it's an assistant to like the key gripper. It's something really small.
Well, I'm gonna Google
Everybody
that
has a damn assistant. Yeah.
while you go on about Foley artists. I'll Google that.
Yeah. My vote is they are an assistant to the key grip.
Let's see. Best boy is a crew member who assists the gaffer, who is the chief
Oh,
electrician, or the key grip in charge of camera support and rigging.
all
So
right.
it's their assistant. You were right.
All right. I learned something on researching this stuff.
I mean,
Uh,
whenever I was younger, I wanted before I got into middle school, I was like, man, maybe I can get in a movie and win an Oscar for best boy. But I think they're all grown men.
yeah, it's a weird. All of it's weird naming. Uh, the Foley artist is the person responsible for creating and enhancing the ordinary, everyday background sounds of a film during post production. It is named after Jack Foley, who was an early Hollywood sound effects editor. They get creative in replicating sounds, like Daryl alluded to. Uh, for example, they use pine cones to create the sound of cracking knuckles. They might blow up kitchen gloves to make the sound of flapping wings. They use coconuts to create the sound of a walking horse, or sizzling bacon to create the sound of rain, or in Darrell's case, a brisket getting pounded to sound like flesh.
I didn't spend the money on a brisket. I got a pot roast. Speaking of Foley artists, and this is a film recommendation by me to you because I guarantee you haven't seen this. But there is a movie about a Foley artist, and it's called Blowout. And it's John Travolta. I think it was made in like 1980, and it's also got Lewis from RoboCop in it. But it is a freaking awesome movie, and it went completely under the radar for like a lot of people for a long time. It was like a box office bomb, and like if I remember reading one time it's on like Quentin Tarantino's list of like best movies ever or something
Really?
like that. It is a really really good movie. It's got a lot. It's John Lithgow's in it, but John Travolta plays a Foley artist, and it's a damn cool movie.
It's an interesting job. I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos about it, how they just get creative. And I never really thought about when you do a movie, how you're filming a horse, for instance, that you're basically blocking out all that other sound except for the actors talking or whatever sound you're trying to catch. You don't really pay attention to the horse hooves or whatever sound you're trying to make. So they just enhance that, and I think that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, you got to make it pop because boom mics can only pick up so much. Um, it's mainly meant to catch, like dialogue and stuff like that. And if you want to emphasize something, yeah, you're gonna have to put in your own sound. So
I just like the way they get creative on creating that sound to try out different things and know how some things work better on others, and pretty
what
interesting.
I used to like seeing is when you watch like old episodes of like I Love Lucy or anything, from like the 50s and 60s, and they would talk about like radio dramas, and you'd always see the person like making all the sound effects on the radio dramas.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially the same stuff. A lot of the same things that they did
Absolutely.
would carry over into Foley stuff. So
Yeah. Well, speaking of Foley stuff, the first thing that we both came across growing up would be the big poster board that we would all have to get for a project. Yeah, make
yeah,
thunder with it. Yeah,
yeah,
yep. All right, changing
yeah.
gears a
Well, I
little
mean,
bit.
it's so funny. I think now think about it, like, and I can't speak for girls, but I know as when we were boys, we're all Foley artists in training back then. You know how to make machine gun sounds and fighting sounds
Mm-hmm.
and lightsaber sounds. Back before like your toys made the sounds for you when you put batteries in it.
Oh, well, I thought about this a while ago. What's a very cool sound to you? Like when I was taking the cork off my Grey Goose bottle earlier, it makes that little pop sound.
Boop. Yeah.
It's just a really cool sound. Is there a sound that you really like?
No, not that I can think of. If I ever come across one, I'll let you know. But no, I mean, there's certain things out there. I mean, but usually it's like a whole action, where the sound is part of the satisfying nature of it.
Yeah, okay.
But
I like when a bunch of wood gets kind of thrown on top of each other. It makes that sound when the wood hits each
ew,
other, like
you're
logs.
gross. You're gross.
Or in baseball, when a bat gets squared up perfectly on a wood bat, it makes that good little crack noise.
Oh, I love that sound whenever we drive over like the weird ridgy part on the road and it goes and it's really, really annoying. But then I get to hear you start giggling in the passenger seat going, it tickles.
It does tickle.
That sounds
I don't care
funny.
what you
That
say.
sounds funny. Oh my.
Oh, that guy from Police Academy. They made all the sound effects.
Michael Winslow.
Oh man, I used to watch those movies just for him doing all the sound effects. That shit was hilarious.
Well, you also watched him whenever you watched Gremlins
And Spaceballs.
And and Spaceballs. But in Gremlins, he did the Gremlin voices and stuff.
Really, I didn't know that.
All that.
He's pretty damn good. And speaking of pretty damn good, speaking of buttery smooth segues, the Academy Awards come around once a year. This is also when most of the big movies get released in anticipation of being nominated for an Oscar. This is considered to be the most prestigious award in the film industry. My question is, how did
Maybe it
this award,
was.
yeah, maybe, well, how did this award ceremony come about and why is it called an Oscar? Well, this is what I found out. Louis B. Mayer, the founder of MGM, wanted to create an organization that would improve the film's industry's image and mediate labor disputes without unions. This was also done to unite the five branches of the film industry: actors, directors, producers, technicians, and writers. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences were born in 1927. The awards themselves were created basically on the concept of competition breeds better quality and so forth. This concept may have been lost over the years. As to why it's called an Oscar, there are a few theories, but this one is the one that the most people believe holds the most water. The story goes that Margaret Herrick, the Academy's first librarian, said the statuette looked like her uncle Oscar. The Academy adopted the nickname in 1939, but it was already used by everyone by 1934. Pretty simple
So I'm
reason,
guessing she saw her bald-headed uncle naked.
I guess. And he was gold.
That's exactly how my naked uncle Oscar stands whenever he's all rigid. What do you mean
Yeah, I
rigid?
don't. All right, Daryl, I'm going to test you again. I'm going to
Go
test
for
your
it.
little knowledge again. The biggest awards are for Best Picture and Best Actor, Best Actress. I don't know if they still call it Best Actor and Actress, or is it just in a female category and a male category?
There's still a female and male category.
Okay. So once again, Daryl, I'm going to test your movie knowledge. First, who is the only male to win 3 Oscars for Best Actor? I'm going to give you 3 choices. Is it Anthony Hopkins for his role in Silence of the Lambs, The Father, and Nixon? Was it Daniel Day-Lewis for his role in Lincoln, There Will Be Blood, and My Left Foot? Or Tom Hanks for his role in Forrest Gump, Philadelphia, and Castaway?
Oh man, my initial thought was wrong because I was like, isn't that Denzel Washington? I'm gonna go with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is the only actor who's
Anytime
ever
he makes a
won.
movie, they just hand him an Oscar.
It's
They don't
great.
even, yeah.
And I don't think he even won an Oscar. If he did, it wasn't for Best Actor for Gangs of New York.
He would have been in the supporting actor role if he was even nominated, which he should have been. But
Yeah, great.
it's a lot better than There Will Be Blood. That's my milkshake, or your milkshake is my. I don't know. It's just I don't get it. Whatever.
No, Tom Hanks was great. I loved him in League of Their Own. I love that movie. I
I
freaking
love.
love it.
You're sitting there talking about Castaway, Philadelphia, and Forrest Gump. You're like, I loved him in League of Their Own.
I do. He just played a different character than you
No,
normally
he's
see him
played a
as.
variety of characters for a long time.
I like it. All right, we're gonna move on to Best Actress. This one is who holds the record for 4 Oscar wins? Is it Meryl
Okay.
Streep, Frances McDormand, or Katharine Hepburn?
That's Meryl Streep.
Katharine Hepburn. She has
Really?
4 wins for her role in Morning Glory, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, The Lion in Winter, and On Golden Pond. And of those 4 movies, I have seen 0 of them.
Oh, On Golden Pond's great. It's her and Henry Fonda. Oh, you old coot, get over here.
Love Meryl Streep, and I think I've seen 2 of the 3 on Frances McDormand's.
I mean, so Meryl Streep, I mean, yeah, I went for her just because she, I think she won for what, Bridges in Madison County?
Iron Lady and Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice, yeah. I thought she won for Bridges in Madison County, but it shows what I know. All right.
Well, once again, this is your best actress. It may have been supporting actress.
No, that she would have gotten anything if it had been Best Actress. It was that movie with her and Clint Eastwood were like rubbing their old people bodies against each other. Old people romance movie.
Frances McDormand was the cop in the original Fargo movie. Yeah, and she won her role in that one.
Yeah.
Which is a great movie.
Doing what you know and all that there.
Great movie. Great movie.
Oh,
You
you'll
gonna move
put him
on
in a
to?
wood chipper there. Anyway.
Did you ever see Three Billboards Outside Ebbing,
Yes.
Missouri?
Yeah, that's a good movie. I liked
Yeah,
it.
that's one of her other wins. I never heard of Nomad Land.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I don't know. But yeah, no, the Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's a cool movie. It's good.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson, greatness. Now we're gonna move on to the movies. There are 3 movies that are tied with 11 Oscar wins. What are those
Okay.
3 movies? I'm not giving you hints on this one.
All right.
I'm gonna give you a little hint. All right, think really old, like 50s. Think our high school years and our college years.
All right. So I want to say the really old one. It's a toss up between Gone with the Wind and
It's a name.
what? It's a name? Oh, like Ben Hur?
Yep.
All right, and then in our time in the '90s, I mean, like you said, one in the '90s and one in the 2000s,
Late 90s.
late '90s. So late '90s, that's going to be post Pulp Fiction because Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, and all them were the same year.
What a great year. Was that Shawshank Redemption that year too?
Uh, no, and Shawshank Redemption might have been. I don't know. All right, let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm probably going to kick myself whenever I
Want me to give
think
you
of
another hint?
Sure.
It's a breakout role for a major player for today's acting.
It can't be The Matrix.
No, think
Okay.
it didn't sink his career.
Oh, Titanic.
And there you go.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. So that was 96?
97.
97?
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Oh god, I remember that. All the craze over that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said in the 2000s. So in the 2000s, trying to think of what really kind of blew things out of the water. Then getting old, I'm losing my memory.
Yeah. Well, if I say this one hint, it would give it away. Uh,
Don't do it yet. Let me think.
That's some great chemistry between two different two different people. That's not very good. That's terrible.
That's what good movies are supposed to have. You idiot.
Oh, that's a terrible. Don't you understand what I'm trying
to say? It's got people doing things.
Think
there's a conflict.
It was there's books.
Oh, wait, no.
It's still relevant today, if you will.
I don't know. Go on.
Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Oh. See, all right. Yeah, that one's out of my mind because honestly, I thought everything it got for that was fucking bullshit. I mean,
got a lot.
It wasn't even the best of the trilogy.
Which one do you think is the best? The first one?
Two Towers and Fellowship of the Ring are both really good, but I think Two Towers is probably the best one.
It was pretty good for a
my
sequel.
issue with Return of the King is like it's fucking 2.5 hours long, and Peter Jackson could have shaved off 15 fucking minutes of that movie just by taking out the needless slow motion. There's so many slow motion scenes where it's like, I'm just going to hand you this, or like somebody like picking their nose or something. It's all needless fucking endings. Slow motion.
Yeah.
Well, the 15 endings, I kind of get that a little bit. That's just him trying to get as much of the book and story stuff that he could get in there. But I mean, he still left a ton out. But yeah, I thought that was honestly, it was my least favorite out of the 3. So I blocked that out of my memory. So there we go.
It has cool battle scenes, but I would agree the second one is probably the best one.
Yeah, the battle at Helm's Deep's freaking badass. All the stuff with Smeagol and Sam and Frodo whenever they're like that, all that stuff is badass, and it's a way better movie than fucking Return of the King.
Now, what I was talking about the two people, I was referring to
Sam
the
and
dwarf
Frodo?
Gimli and Legolas. How they always battle it out with, I don't know.
They banter.
Yeah. Should I get
Now,
you a
I thought
box?
you were talking about the romance between Frodo and Sam. Mr.
Oh.
Frodo, Sam. Mr. Frodo, Sam. It always got more sensual, like every time. Mr. Frodo,
Yeah.
Sam.
Oh my god. All right. Action movies are incredible. The car chase scenes, the explosions, the one good guy with perfect aim, taking out all the bad guys with terrible aim. For real. How bad can all their aim be? It's just one guy. Anyway, the fight scenes look awesome. Will any fight you may be in or ever see look like the one from a movie? The answer is no. It's suspended reality. That's what we want to watch, want to see in watching a movie. We want to be entertained, as the guy said in Gladiator. God, I stumble all over
Yeah,
that
most
word.
real life fights are just two
One punch.
guys hugging or one
Mm-hmm.
punch. But I mean, at some point, they end up just rolling around on the ground and
Yep.
sitting there just like trying to get whatever hits it in.
Yeah.
That's the majority of fights that aren't one sided. If they're one sided, it's usually one hit and a
Yeah, the
beat
guys on
down
the
to
ground.
follow, depending on the person.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Without these individuals, a bad guy falling off a ladder through conveniently stacked crates or jumping from one car to another would not be possible. What I'm referring to is stuntmen. They do not get the credit they deserve. They continuously put their bodies on the line for that awesome movie moment. And I'd like to highlight a few of them. First one is Buster Keaton. A silent film era star, Keaton is considered an early pioneer of stunt work. He, prefer- he performed dangerous and elaborate stunts without special effects. The
Yeah, he was
balls on this guy,
insane.
yeah, the balls on this guy must have been carried in a wheelbarrow. The stunts were crazy for that time, like this one in the movie Steamboat Bill Jr. in 1928. Keaton, very old, Keaton stands in front of a house as its facade collapses around him, narrowly missing him thanks to a strategically placed window. This stunt is one of his most iconic and dangerous. It was replicated in one of the Jackass movies' opening credit scene, where the side of the house falls down and
Yeah,
Johnny Knoxville just standing there. And
yeah.
another stunt ahead of his time was in the movie The General from 1926. Keaton, while on a moving train, was running along the top of the train and jumping between cars. Once again, this is 1926. I can't imagine much safety devices were being used for him doing this.
No, there weren't. You just had to be athletic and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, his athleticism caught up with him in another movie uh, called Sherlock Jr. from 1924, where he falls from a water tower, hitting the railroad tracks below. The stunt resulted in a broken freaking neck, but he didn't realize it until years later after he won a gold medal in the U.S. Olympics.
The I mean, back then, like we look at our movie stars and stuff today, and they're like fucking prima donnas and all that stuff. You got Tom Cruise, like, look at me, I can actually do crazy stunts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like back then, they were so metal. If you ever want to, you just look up things about Lon Chaney. He was a guy that did like Phantom of the Opera. I think he did like Jekyll and Hyde. He did a lot of movies back in the day, and he was known. He's the man with a thousand faces because he would do his own makeup, and he would sit there and like pin things back on his skin, and he would do all sorts of like super painful stuff just to get the distorted face that he was going for.
Wow.
I mean, it's phenomenal stuff.
Dedication to your craft.
Yep.
Kitty O'Neill was a pioneering stunt woman, and she was the first woman accepted into the Stunts Unlimited organization. She endured serious injuries, including a broken wrist and spinal meningitis, and survived a major motorcycle accident where she lost and had fingers reattached. Some of,
Ah,
right? Some of her notable stunts were she set multiple high fall records, including a 127-foot jump from the Valley Hilton Hotel in Sherman Oak, California, for a Wonder Woman episode. She later broke her own record with a 180-foot fall from a helicopter. That's a long ass way.
do you remember whenever they had a stunt woman come talk to us in high school? They had people from different careers and stuff. And it was in the cafeteria, and she was up on stage, and she showed a clip of her playing somebody in Above the Law with Steven Seagal, and the bad guy shoots her in the head.
No, I don't
And
remember
she's
that.
like, "Yep, that's me right there." And she was sitting there explaining like how residuals work and stuff like that. It was really cool. We had, but that was like one of the neatest things that we ever had. I don't know if it's like if you went to certain career stuff just based on what you were interested in. I was a drama kid and loved movies and stuff like that. So that might have been why you weren't in there, because you were too busy like hanging out with like the jocks and the smart kids. So,
playing football.
whatever.
She also was performing stunts when she set on fire, including a record-setting 112-foot fall while she was fully ablaze. Caught on fire and falling 112 feet.
You know, I just gotta appreciate a woman that handles her daddy issues in a more constructive way. I appreciate it. She ain't taking it out on anybody.
No.
That woman deserves all the credit.
Yeah. She got a set of balls on her too. Wait, is that right?
What a modern woman.
She even set the land speed record driving a rocket-powered car at an average speed of 512 miles per hour with a peak speed of 618.
And I bet she still wrecked it. I wonder if her disaster insurance for stunts cost more than a man's. Y'all can get pissed, but insurance companies do charge more for women to have insurance than men, especially as they get older. So.
You've probably seen her in Wonder Woman, Bionic Woman, and Smokey and the Bandit 2. She was also deaf, which made all of her feats even more remarkable. She was asked for a comment on her career, but she just kept walking.
Did it go like this?
No.
Right,
she just kept walking. She just kept walking.
Oh, it's just I can just. What is she saying? Put out the fire! What? Put out fire!
She says more fire. Give her more fire.
The sheriff is near. Anyway, go on.
The last one I'm going to talk about is Hal Needham, is known as the highest paid stuntman. Needham invented the cannon car roll, where an explosive charge flips a car multiple times. What happens is a cannon-like device is mounted under the car, typically using pressurized air or explosives. When a car reaches a designated speed, the device releases a force, launching the vehicle into a series of rolls. This technique was used in various films, including the film Hooper. His most notable role was in Smokey and the Bandit, where he coordinated and performed the high-speed car chases and jumps. Now, I have recently watched Smokey and the Bandit, and
which still makes me sick. I mean, that's been one of my favorite movies since I was like 10.
It holds
and
up.
You're like, I mean, like, are you going to be late to the party figuring out what a badass Burt Reynolds was?
No, I knew badass Burt Reynolds.
No. Do you? Have you seen Stick?
I have not seen Stick, but
Deliverance?
I have seen The Best Little Whorehouse.
If you go through and you watch some of Burt Reynolds' old catalog of like action movies and stuff, where he's like is like a badass, they're so fucking good. He was so good. I think he is very underappreciated for like his action superstarness. I think he was older than like Schwarzenegger and Stallone and all that. So whenever those guys came in and like bulked up and made it all bulky and stuff, he was, I would say that he was more like a Bruce Willis, I guess, would be more of a Burt Reynolds style action person. And so if you go back and you watch a lot of Burt Reynolds old flicks, I mean they're fucking good.
Yeah, I tried to watch it in Smokey and the Bandit 2, and Darrell, was terrible.
Smokey and the Bandit 2 is not any good. I mean, the only good stuff about it, you don't watch Smokey and the Bandit 2 for like a great story. You watch Smokey and the Bandit 2 for a badass Trans Am, a badass Sally Field. Oh God, she was a piece of ass back then. And all the Jackie Gleason jokes, all the funny lines from Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, he was pretty great.
Yeah, he, regardless of anything, he was going to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason you watch Smokey and Bandit 2. Now, Smokey and Bandit 1, everything's awesome. The car is awesome. Sally Field is
the jokes,
a piece of ass. And if you ever listen to Sally Field, even though I know you're like 80 now, hit me up. Anyway. I'd still hit that.
Where am I? Needham endured numerous injuries in his career, of course, with all of his stunt work, including 56 broken bones, his back broken twice, puncturing a lung, and losing numerous teeth. He was the perfect face of a stuntman.
All right. I love stunt work. I hate that everything's like so much CG, but I do want them to be safe, so on and so forth. But I don't kind of like. Would you consider a good professional wrestler one that can sit there and list off like 4 pages of injuries?
I would call it unlucky, but yeah, it's not something you want to brag about.
Your best stuntmen are probably the ones that don't have the long list of injuries, that still have like good solid work.
I would kind of agree with that.
Which, I mean, professional wrestlers, professional wrestlers are essentially stuntmen on live performances.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, like I said, I mean, you can sit there and be like, hey, broke this, broke that, broke this, whatever. And I'm like, damn, he was not very careful.
Yeah, if you were a thief and you keep saying, yeah, I got caught here and spent time in this jail and got caught here and spent time in this jail, perhaps you need to choose another profession.
Have you looked into sweeping floors?
Yeah, you're not a very good thief if you keep getting caught. Well, that is a wrap. Put this one in the can. We are done with this episode.
All right. Well, I'm giving you homework. You go back and at least watch Stick. If I remember right, Stick is one of my favorite old Burt Reynolds action flicks. Stick.
I already wrote down Blowout. I like old John Travolta
Blowout
movie.
Actually, watch Blowout before you watch anything. Blowout is everybody watch Blowout. Just it's on Prime or something, I'm sure.
It's out there somewhere.
It's definitely, it's a badass movie. Everybody needs to see Blowout.
Yeah. Well, check back with us next week as we will discuss the movie Blowout.
No, we won't. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think I'm. See, today was light and fluffy with the. The last one I did was light and fluffy with the founding guy. I'm gonna end up probably going. Heads up, probably gonna go heavy with the next one. Yeah, probably. We'll see. Or maybe not. It's gonna be true crime either way. All right. Alrighty, bye. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Waywut. This show's available on YouTube, GoodPods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We love to hear from you. Please comment on what you just listened to, pass along episode ideas, or just talk to us at Waywut Podcast in our Facebook group or on TikTok, Instagram, or X. Again, we really appreciate you joining us. Come back again to hear about some stuff that will make you say, "Wait, what?"